The same, because we've had a journey
Yeah.
from the first constitution
Yes.
to amendments here and there,
Yeah.
and then to 2010 where we
got a new
constitution was promulgated and we already have a new
Yeah.
constitution in place. Now there are individuals who participated in coming up with this constitution.
Yes.
They are very, very, very individuals who were there, promulgating it, of course, through the president. We were there, they were there, those who participated. The constitution has started working 10 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Plus.
Almost the 10 years
Now,
plus.
the same individuals, the same leaders who worked on this constitution, please don't misquote me, the same leaders who participated in writing the constitution are the same now that are telling us. They told us last time this constitution is perfect. This is the
best
mother of this
constitution
country.
we have ever had.
Yeah. In this country. Now the same people have come to say now the constitution through the decisions that I think judges and the judiciary read their decisions, the decision on determining cases through the constitution. I wonder personally.
Whether these people are the same people.
Are they the same people who wrote the same constitution? And they're coming to say now, we don't need this.
Something is wrong with this. Something is wrong with this. There is something there is a term we use, we as scriptural people or theologian people, we say that truth is progressive. Truth is progressive. What was true yesterday might not be true tomorrow.
Allah. How come?
And but Paul, you have to agree with me.
Yes.
That there are certain things that you used to believe that is the right thing.
Yes.
Maybe some 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, looking at you at your age, you have grown up.
Yeah.
And at some point now, you don't really believe that whatever you believed in 10 years ago was the entire truth, or that thing was entirely truth. Yeah. What I'm trying to, there is a point I want to drive out here. Even the government itself is also a subject to the existing laws. But when we talk about constitution, one of the reasons why we have the Supreme Court, it's so that we can have a body or the institution that can deal with what we call the interpretations. When things touches on either the application of constitution, or maybe something that is coming from the Court of Appeal, and that thing touches on constitution. That is the reason why we have that court that is called the Supreme Court, because they deal with the interpretation of constitution most of the time. Now, when we come and then we say there is something that we established or maybe we placed into this constitution, but we don't feel like these things should be here today. Well, that's a very good conversation. But we have again to relook at when we made the decision to have it there. What did we consider by that time?
Then,
Has it expired?
Okay.
Whatever fueled that kind of thought, has it expired? Because if any change that you're going to make because you want to either run away from something, that kind of a change is not going to really sustain you for a long time. No. A change must not be always be made because somebody feels uncomfortable with something. Not everything that makes you uncomfortable you should run away from.
No.
Okay, for example, let me say something here. Personally, I went through the document that was called BBI. Okay, I don't have that much interest with things to do with CSR.
No.
But when it comes to something that is going to touch on affairs of leadership or something that is going to govern the people, I develop interest. So I went through some of the things that were being suggested there. Some of those things, they were not bad. They were not bad. But do you know that, Bwana Paul, there is no good move that will ever come from a bad intention. When the intention that is backing the move, when the intention that is backing the move is not good, the entire process is not good. And that is what spoiled that day. It was not really a bad idea. It was not a bad idea, but the intention behind it. The intention behind it. And that is what actually the leaders now needs to learn. If we are ever going to come up with something like that again, then we have to be very careful, because now people are, everybody is now awake. Even the citizens themselves, they are seeing things. By the time you bring, whether emotion or conversation that you want us to have, we are going to scan your intention. We are going to look at your motives. We are going to judge, your interest. And if those interests are not really cooperating with our interest, then we disagree. Because the power then is vested on the people. Yes. Otherwise, I believe that we are growing, and every nation that is growing makes mistake. Mistakes is part of every day-to-day life that we have, and it's part of growth. So maybe there will be a time where we will need to amend some of the things that we are intended to be amended. Maybe there will be that kind of time. But when that moment comes again, we urge our leadership to prioritize the interests of Mwananchi and not their interest. I can tell you, there were many good things in that document that just went on the water, just like that, because something was wrong with the motive. Yes.
Right. Now, as we come to the end of this, I want us to talk about the type.
Yes.
Because we have seen hyped, kind of leadership, what we should listen to and whom should we listen to, and really exactly what are we supposed to get from who to assist us live well in a democratic society. We've had and I've seen the two functions. We've said politics, the government and the opposition, actually they are doing the right things. The government that is not being checked will be dormant, will not work. And then the opposition as well should be in the very right track to check and balance. Now and the rule of law as well, because now we have brought these three topics to the coexistence of the three, so that an individual, Mwananchi, they must make sure that their life continues, the life goes on, and they should be taken to the levels they want to be taken, the politicians who want to take them, only in a way that will bring maybe respect, maybe tolerance to them. Mwananchi should, how? Because there is a Mwananchi down here who needs to accommodate one another, right?
If I'm getting your question very well, we have to tell the Mwananchi, first of all, you cannot always follow people that do not answer the question of where are you taking me? Okay?
Yeah.
If I'm going to ask you to follow me, when Jesus asked his disciples to follow him, he said, follow me and then I shall make you the fishers of men. There is what they were when he met them, and there is what they were not. So when the Mwananchi is on the ground there, and here comes a leader, whether it's a political class leader, and he wants to influence you in certain, either a conversation or maybe a way of doing things, the first question every noble citizen should ask is, what is that you are presenting to me that is going to change my life? In other words, where are you taking me? Even when Moses went to Egypt, he said to the children of Israel, I am here to take you out of this land into a land that is called Canaan. And in that land, he explained what will be found there. There has to be the clarity of, what is ahead. Like, should I follow you, and why should I follow you? Okay. So I don't like these... sometimes I interact with the people, and you find some argument and debate where people believe that this one is the right person to have, this one is the right person to have. And if you ask them, why do you think that this one is the right person and this one is not the right person? Then you're going to realize that whatever feelings that they have is just a confusion. It is based on either ethnicities, it is based on either geographical locations, and that is not the way of going in matters of leadership. We have to rise above, those boundaries of ethnicities and the geographical location. Everybody that you see outside there, whether that person, for example, we have up to the local leadership like that one of MCR, you cannot see that you're going to serve the people only that voted for you. You have people that voted for you, you have people that did not vote for you, and all of those people are citizens within your region, okay? After the election, I think we Kenyans, we need to start a new culture where we can come back together and we have to know that it was just an exercise of making a decision. We have to view it like that. It was just an exercise of making a decision. And once the decision is made, we have a nation to build.
Correct.
We have a country to move forward. We have an economy. We have a generation that is looking up to us that we are raising. So we cannot, like the way I started, I said that when you find people that dwell too much on what happened, they don't have the current affair. They don't have any current affair. They don't have any current affair. So the beginning...
They're dwelling on the past.
Yeah, that's why they dwell too much on the past. The way of accommodating each other starts where we now start looking at what is ahead of us and what can we do to make that picture ahead of us a reality. When we begin to focus like that, when we begin to approach our things from that lens, then unity is going to become very possible. And it's going to be a very achievable dream, because we are all fighting one enemy, poverty. We have to fight it. Yes. The shop that I buy the bread is the same shop, maybe the follower of opposition buys the bread.
Correct.
We don't have different price of bread. Sure. We are all having the same hit of economy. So we have to get to a point where we have to know, after the decision, then we have to work with the decision that we have on the table.
Very well.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Now, I won't stop this without mentioning the current affairs. The current affairs, just in line with democracy and tolerance, Apostle Steve.
Yes.
In line with democracy and tolerance, we have the opposition.
Yes.
A very strong opposition in Kenya. We used to have a government in place. I also believe it is strong, because the difference is 200,000 going by the decision.
The decision that was made in August.
August. So if just maybe that's said and done, there have been a meeting, the president has been meeting the Kenyans, for that matter. And he has been meeting, of course, Kenyans, they are Kenyans. From the opposition. 36 members of parliament from, and another 30, is it 10 or 30? Around 40 now, from the opposition. And now the party leaders and the other members of
officials,
the other officials, they look at this as a betrayal, in line with democracy and tolerance. And maybe rule of law, I don't know whether that comes in. What is it that the position are fearing here, or what is the president doing in line with the truth, tolerance and
there is a saying that says what comes, or what goes comes around.
Oh yes, yes.
And sometimes we have history coming and attempting to repeat itself.
Okay.
We had something similar to that from the previous regime that we had, that we used to call the handshake.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, yes.
And now that we have another new government, and there is this, heat that is building up on the ground, I don't want really to comment too much because I haven't gone deep into getting information.
Yes.
But I believe maybe it could be another process of handshake.
Oh yeah.
You see, different leaders have different way of approaching leadership. When it comes to leadership, they have a different approach. And what our current president is doing, I believe he's a very wise man. He's a very smart man. And above all, he's a man that, from where I see the way I view our president, is a man who actually is part this country where it is now. We needed that kind of a president.
Okay.
Somebody who can take some radical decisions.
Wow.
When he came in power, you have seen some decisions that he made that concerns things to do with the economy. He's trying to make decisions and rearrange things in terms of building the economy. I believe that from where he sits, he has done his own calculations, and he knows and he understands the impact of whatever he's attempting to do. But you see, the wrong thing, or maybe what will be wrong, is when these leaders that are coming to create or maybe to visit the state house or to see the president, if they are doing that, and they are doing that not for the interest of Mwananchi. If they are doing that for the interest of Mwananchi, or they are doing that to make sure that from wherever they come from, they represent the people that elected them. If that is the reason why they are doing that, because some people will tell you that I went on the ground and I listened to my people and I heard them, and that's why I took this direction. you have heard many leaders make this kind of statement.
Yes.
And when a leader comes out and they says, last year or maybe in a previous election, this was my stand, but at this point, this is my stand. Most of the time, they have a way of trying to hide on that statement that I went on the ground and I talked to my people. Now I'm listening to my people. So whatever I am doing, please don't blame me.
Yes.
It's all about my people. Well and good. If it's all about the people, then I think to me that is right. But if the people are not involved, the democracy is dying. Democracy is being challenged.
It's being challenged.
Yes.
I think, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what is your opinion on this, because now if the president wants to serve everybody, because that is what he has said all through, that he wants to serve everybody, regardless of how they voted, the pattern they voted, whether they voted to.
Of course, the president is on record in many public, rallies or places saying, it doesn't matter whether you voted for this system or you didn't vote for this system. He's going to serve all Kenyans equally, which to me, that one sounds like that is what is supposed to happen. If that is exactly what he's going to do, then we're going to have a country that is the best place to be.
Do you think there is a political eye of maybe 2027 in this?
Of course, there is.
Oh yeah.
But it is too early. It is too early to really comment or to relook at the things of 2027. But as the time moves on, in politics, anything can happen. Yes.
Okay. Very well. I think we have captured all that, but it is also important for every Mwananchi to know their roles. It is very important for every Mwananchi to know why they are being lured maybe to attend rallies. Why is Mwananchi stopping what they are doing to do this? Because I believe what Baba or Raila is doing, he has delegated his job to somebody else in the office. Now he's coming out to a rally. So what have you delegated kule nyumbani so that you attend this rally? Or you have come to the rally together with your family, I'm not against that. All I mean is, let us all be responsible and really be where we are supposed to be. And I mean, as we come to the end of this, the church has been blamed by the same opposition that
Yeah.
the church is so much into the government of the day, and that there is a lot of speaking in tongues within the state house and such like stuffs. Now the opposition are saying somewhere that the church is too much into the government.
The church is too much into government. Well, I am a representative of the church, and I represent the church. In other words, I represent the body of Christ.
Correct.
Being an apostle means you are a representative of the body of Christ, not only a gathering of people.
Okay.
What I want to say to every man of God or to every believer is that we belong to a geographical mapping location that is called Kenya. And we have to be mindful of everything that happens within this place since we are still here. But some of the things that we are witnessing then from the clergymen or the men of cloth, they are not really consistent with the call that we were called. Because if today I get an invitation to go and see the president, I will have to ask myself, what message from the Lord am I taking to State House?
Not
Because that is my office. These tendency of when you are going to meet a politician and you are a man of God, you go there and you subject yourself as if you went there to be instructed or to benefit from
jump
whatever is
into
going to
his
come there.
agenda.
That is very wrong. We can congratulate the government. We can down them when they do the right thing. But we must understand that we have an office to represent. So it's very wrong. Some of the things that we are saying, they don't line up with the office that we represent. We were not called to celebrate with the kings. That is not our calling. We were called to anoint kings. We were called to give direction. To give direction. And when you are going to the place of a leader that is, leading the people, and that leader is looking up to you to bring the mind of God on the table, and then you arrive there, and all you can do is to eat and drink.
very well.
Then you are losing the call. You are losing the call. You're losing the call. So if you're a man of God and you're watching this one, you have to ask yourself, if I am invited, what message am I taking there? To be honest, I have been invited in some places, in some offices of either government or political opposition. And sometimes I say no, especially when I check myself and then I notice or realize I don't have the message at that particular time. I don't have to be there because I have been invited. No.
You don't think you are losing maybe a bigger type?
Well, there are some people who look at it differently. Some of us, we believe that there is something else that is more valuable than what people can give.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, men of God, we're not supposed to jump into the politician's agenda. I think we need to, as you said, the men of God are supposed to correct, give directions, and anoint.
Yeah.
Now, we are left with a few minutes, like maybe 1 minute. I'll give you back to you again. Please, you are parting short.
Yeah.
Tell us how we can find you, because I think we need you more and more in this.
Yeah, like I said when we started, my name is Apostle Steve K. And there are several platforms that you can find me. You can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page that is, I call myself Steve Mauta or Steve K. Mauta. You can find me there. You can also find me on YouTube. I'm also a gospel musician, apart from being a preacher.
Okay.
So if you go on YouTube and you search Apostle Steve K, you are going to find me there. Okay. And those who are coming from my region all the way from Kitui, you can find me from Kitui. Yeah. We have a place where we fellowship that's called Temple of Glory. just along the Mombasa Kibwezi Road, actually the new tarmac road that the previous regime did. Okay. So those are the places that I can be found. And in the case of maybe somebody wants to reach me direct, I have a phone number that I don't mind to give even on here. And the people can also reach me through 0728 438 034. 0728 438 034. Yes.
Well, very well. Okay, we know the phone numbers don't just communicate in calls, just text,
but also text.
messages. You can also do
in fact,
the other thing.
That's the most effective way of communicating with me.
Sure.
The text.
Thank you so much, Apostle Steve. You have been a blessing to us. You've been a very big help to this show.
Thank
and
you
this
for having
program. We look forward to have you again and again, because democracy, rule of law, and tolerance must be, be driven deeper and deeper into the people to understand what we really need to know about what God needs from us. Due to time, I think we come to the end of this show, and we come to you every Thursday from 7:30 to 9. We shall also have the same program repeated, and you'll be in a position to get all this. That is Nisi Television, Facebook, in YouTube the same, Nisi Television, and we are also in mainstream, that is Signet, where you will be finding us throughout the time. From me, nothing more. Thank you for having us on your screen. Bye for now. My name is Paul Gregory.